dating apps in your 30s. Do you know what's more offensive? When the people in your life who are in relationships or married or dating look at you with pity and they say, just keep trying. Your time's coming. It'll happen when you least expect it. Just get out there and meet people. No. Have you been on Hinge lately? Have you been on Hinge in 2025? If the answer is no, you are not allowed to give me your opinion. Like, I'm 31, and this whole meeting people organically out and about thing, I just don't think it exists anymore. I don't think people communicate in person. So we've been trying the dating apps. Let's start by Hinge. Offensive. The most offensive thing is when the little prompt comes up on Hinge and it says, we think you two are the most compatible, and then you see who they're thinking you're compatible with. I'm like, that's what I'm bringing in? So it's a me issue. And then we have Tinder. Tinder is only good if you're overseas and you're in Europe. And that's really if you want to hook up with a hot European man. They are very sexy. But like in America, you're going to get kidnapped and you won't be alive if you go on Tinder. And then we have Bumble. Bumble's a lot of work. I don't like to do all the work. I feel like I have to do so much work in my real life as a girl. No, I don't want to message you. I'm sorry. And last but not least, we have this magical app called Raya, which is like very exclusive. All the people not on Raya, they want to be on Raya. Let me tell you, no, you don't. You don't want to be in Raya. They're matching you with people in Dubai, people in freaking Australia, people in Europe. No one where you live. And then if you do come across someone where you actually live and you do match with them, no one speaks. No one speaks. And if you do match with someone and you message them and they respond, or vice versa, you're never going to meet up. Raya is not for that. Raya is to see what famous person you come across, see if you can match with them. Maybe you'll hook up with them and have a good story, and that's that. And welcome to dating in 2025. So if you're not on a dating app, congratulations. Life is great. Do not give me your opinion.
So it's funny because she went through, I want to say 3 to 5 dating apps, and none of them worked. None of them. Not one. What was it? Hinge or something like that? The matches, they're incompatible. The people that are matching with me, the people that they're saying are most compatible with me, I hate them. This is terrible. And I get that. I understand that. Sometimes you'll look at it on Hinge and you'll be like, we're compatible? How? This doesn't make any sense. We don't even have the same values. So I get it from that perspective. But then you say, I'm not going on Bumble because I have to make the first move. Oh, okay. So we're back to the traditional gender norms, and you're not a traditional woman. So we want to continue going with the man making the first move. Just at some point in time, I understand it. But at some point in time, for some of these ladies who really don't live that life, that's lazy, in my opinion. And you go to Tinder, oh, well, Tinder in America, something really bad can happen. You have to go overseas, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. Even if we give you that one, then you say you're going to go to Raya. Well, essentially, you got to, you be looking at celebrities. Y'all be on there, glammed up, trying to do your best, getting ignored. That's what it is. Y'all don't really understand the level of beauty and vanity that you have to be in order to be pulling some of these celebrities, right? Some of these celebrities got the game sewed up. They got the game tied up. So I don't even know why you're on there. Some of you guys don't really understand that you don't have the clout. You don't have the cachet to be on those types of dating apps. You don't have anything that you can demand. You don't have anything that you can say, I command respect because of this. You haven't written a book. You haven't done any speeches. You haven't sold a shoe, not even an article of clothing. You haven't really made a significant mark on the world to be out here having celebrities pay attention to you. And I understand we're all people. I get it. I understand you're probably super important to somebody. But as far as these celebrities see it, the reality of it is they don't care. You got to be really good looking, or else I'm just here to knock you down. I'm here to knock you down and get on back out to the street. Find somebody else. Because I'm a celeb. I done worked hard at looking good, and I can do that. That's what we keep on saying. The men that you want do not want you.
Talk about the most atrocious phenomenon that I experienced when I was on Tinder. Every time I talk about men or dating, there are lowlifes in my comments telling me that didn't happen, you're the problem, blah, 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 all this, whatever. I just want you to know, if you leave a comment like that, it's very obvious that you're a loser. So anyway, I have quite a few piercings and tattoos. I'm a little bit on the edgier side. Sometimes I dress like an art teacher, yes, but I'm edgy a little bit. So, what I noticed is that a lot of Republican men are into this, okay? Not necessarily me, but the alt look, okay? So I want to preface this saying, in my bio, I literally had a line saying, if you voted for that man, do not hit me up. So let's be clear that not only does my appearance make it slightly clear that I did not vote for that felon, but I specifically put it in my bio to ward off, or hopefully ward off, the men that I refuse to. So the phenomenon that I experienced, and this wasn't just one occurrence, okay? Let me just start by saying that. I would, start conversations with a certain person, and, they seem nice, they seem respectful, everything like that. We hit it off a little bit, it felt okay enough. And then stuff would go down. And after that, I would, at some point after that, find out that they totally did vote for Trump and they totally are a hardcore Republican. And the reason that they didn't tell me that in the first place is literally just because they wanted to get in my pants. Again, this happened multiple times, and this is very, very deceptive and disgusting. Because the thing is if I'm basically saying in my bio, I don't for Republicans, and you're a Republican and you hide that from me, incredibly disgusting behavior. Because you know that if I knew that, I wouldn't have gotten involved with you. So if you know that someone doesn't want to be with you because of a certain thing you have going on, if it's very clear that someone does not want to be with you in that way, and you lie about that thing to sleep with them, you are a disgusting piece of, I literally feel violated by that fact because I was lied to multiple times so that people could get in my pants. And I just think it's abhorrent, and don't lie to people just to sleep with them. That is so deceptive and gross. So, Republican men that are into alt women, I don't know, make sure they're okay with sleeping with you first, before you go out there and lie about to get in their pants. So, please stop.
Well, you're only looking at it from one side of the floor. Y'all are not there for a long time. If this is the life that we're going to live, you're there for a good time. And you had a good time. But what made see, this is what it is. You guys are not good people. And let me tell you why. You're essentially saying, I want to revoke my consent because I don't like who you voted for. We can talk and we can get to know each other and we can connect with each other enough for you to stick your thing in me. But once I find out, multiple occasions you said that you actually voted for somebody that I didn't like, now I feel icky and I want to revoke that. Now I feel emotional and I want to revoke that. It's manipulative, don't you think? That's somebody who is dishonest, is a liar, don't you think? So maybe if they're lying to you, maybe it's not that far off what you're doing to them. Your thought process, right? Oh, you're a Republican? If I would have known that, I would have never. See, your mentality, just throwing yourself around and giving yourself to anybody, it really shouldn't matter because, like I said, you might be there for an hour with that person. 30 minutes if you want to get out of there quickly. We get to know each other and to be honest, let's be real. You only came up there for one thing and one thing only. You got it. Get some McDonald's and head on home. That's it. That's it. Don't try to get on here. You know what's going to bother you is when your friends ask you how it was. Oh, well, he was great. He was this, and this. And, oh, well, let me see him, girl. And you look at his profile. He's a Republican. He looks like a Republican. Oh, well, it didn't say it on his profile. I mean, yeah, but you should know by the way he's talking and the things that he said. Oh, well, he didn't really say a lot. And y'all get to talking, and he did actually say things that would, as you'd say, identify him as a conservative or a Republican. That's not that. You just got caught. You got caught doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing, that you probably didn't want to do something with somebody. And now you're upset about it. Get over yourself. You're out there to do your job. You did your job. Be happy about it and go home. It doesn't put you on any moral high ground because you say, I don't want to sleep with this type of person. Then don't. Don't ask those questions. And if they, honestly, if we're going to go all the way down, we're going to drill all the way down. You're going to get what you deserve out of this. If you're out here throwing it around, just being loose with it, you're going to run into that. Because that's the behavior. You don't really vet people. You don't really look into what they got going on. Oh, he said that on his profile. That's really all I need to know. Oh, we have good vibes and conversation. Let's do the deed. That's it. You're no better than he is. You can delete this video.
I had a phone call last night with a guy from an app from Bumble, and we'd only exchanged a couple messages. He's like, do you want to hop on a call? I was like, sure, we can hop on a call. And we start talking very quickly. Like within 2 minutes, we start going into our stories because he has 3 kids. I have 1 kid. He was asking me if I'm divorced. And I was like, well, I actually didn't marry my son's father. I was married once previously. And I'm kind of like going into my story. And I know I talk fast. I wasn't even talking this fast. This is extreme. This is like TikTok fast. But I was just sharing my story. And then in the middle of it, he cuts me off and he's like, whoa, Lauren, take a breath. Take a breath. And I stopped talking and I was like, okay, I'm breathing. I took a breath. And he's like, take another breath. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'll take another breath. Breathing is important to do. Do you want me to keep talking or am I allowed to continue now? Do you not want me to talk as much? Do you not want me to talk as fast? It just felt so condescending and rude. I don't like when I don't like when anyone tells me what to do, but especially don't like when a man that I don't even know within 2 seconds of the phone call being like, take a breath. Then he kept saying, so do you want to go on a date with me? Should we go on a date? Will you go on a date with me? Absolutely not.
Did you ever think that maybe you were talking too much and you weren't allowing him to be a part of the conversation? I know of plenty of videos that were talking about how a man was talking at the woman and he didn't really allow her to be a part of the conversation. But all of a sudden, when you're doing, number 1, you're talking too much. Number 2, you're talking too fast. And he says to slow down. Well, I don't like when a man tells me what to do. I don't follow. Nightmare. Well, I don't like when a man does. Delusional. Well, I don't want a man to. Don't need to be a wife. Not wife material. A headache. That's what men are going to hear. Well, I've got 1 son. He's got 3. Yada, yada, yada. Great. You'll have something in common. But what you don't have in common is the fact that you won't be on the same page with this type of attitude. I don't know why you guys think that y'all can talk to men any type of way, but a man can't talk to you. He can't. And he was joking. He was just kind of being lighthearted about it. Slow down, slow down. Don't tell me slow down. You got a real problem. A real problem. I'm serious about that. You need to get help. Because that type of stuff is weird. And you knew the man was joking because he said, why don't we go on a date? When are we going out on a date? He still wanted to see you. So he wasn't serious about it. He was like, whoa, you're talking really fast. Slow down. Slow down. Oh, I'm sorry. What you should have said, I don't know why I have to say this to you because you're old enough and you have a child. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got so excited. I just get so excited about this stuff and I'm just talking and you know what? I'll be honest with you. It's really nice to talk to an adult. Right. And I'm always talking to my child and yada. Yeah, man, I know. I got 3 babies. I got 3 babies and it's always, I don't know, Bluey or something like that. Whatever these guys have out now. And y'all have something in common. You keep the conversation flowing. But because of your bad attitude, it comes to a standstill. Get over yourself.
This is the 5th time that I have told a guy on a dating app, hey, I really like you, like I have a good feeling about you, let's go out, let's do this, and they unmatch me. What do you want? Like, I will never understand men, ever. Guys don't understand why we're crazy. It's you. Why do straight cis men act like some girl telling them, I have a feeling for you, is like a marriage proposal. God forbid a woman has feelings and wants to express them.
What do those guys look like? Are those guys in your league? Do those guys like you back? Well, I guess they would have to if you match with them. But I guess what she's saying is they're just matching and not even looking. When did you get back to him? Was it like 2 or 3 weeks later? Because I've heard that some women will... They'll be like, oh man, I got back to him about a week later. A week later? Well, I have so many matches and I get it. But maybe your time of your response time, the time you took you to get back to him was a factor in that. I think we need a little bit more context.
Sometimes I wonder if the dating life was this bad like 20 years ago, because it's like, I don't know how to explain it, y'all. But I really don't understand how any of these men are gonna get married one day, because it's like they always sexualize us or like don't want to take us serious at all. Like they just want to be friends with benefits until they're like 40. Like, and I go out, guys. I go out. I go to the gym. I do things outside. I go to school and I still don't see anybody or meet anybody. So I'm like confused. Like,
I hate when I see a man that's so fine and then I pass him and he doesn't say anything. Like when people say, oh, girls don't shoot they shot. Yes, they do. If I look at you like this, like say you walking this way and I'm walking like this, and if I look at you like this, that's me shooting my shot. Come say something.
If you're not being vocal in this day and age. See, there was a time where you could give hints and signals, and those hints and those signals, those nonverbal cues, that body language actually meant something. But because you guys have mood swings and you allow those emotional moments to overtake you and override logical thought, now men are stepping back and saying, well, wait a minute. I have to be extra cautious on whether I need to approach her. I need to make sure that she's actually on board with this. Because last time I tried to do this, I was walking up to her, and in the middle of me walking up to her, she decided she didn't want me to be over there anymore. And so when I got over there, she tried to clown me. I don't really want to run into that again.
I'm gonna lie, dating in this generation is so hard. Like, tell me why I went on a date, this was a week ago now, and it was such a good date. Before the date, I was really excited to see him because we had so much in common. Like, we love traveling, we've both been solo traveling, we both love fun things, we both work in finance. There's just so much that we have in common that I was like super excited to go. Date goes really well, there's no awkward silences. He's asking me loads of questions because like men don't ask questions anymore. Like, we left where we were and we went somewhere else. Also, if you do want to go on a first date in Manchester, Marla is such a good place to go for a first date, and we're kind of like tipsy, so we kissed. So it was a really good night. And then obviously we spent almost like maybe around 4 hours together, and he invited me back to his, and I was like, it's a first date, I don't want to do that. So obviously after a date it could go well for you, but you never know how the other person interpreted the date. So I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna see how it goes. He told me to message him when I got home, but then I got home and I was like, do I message him? I don't know. Did he actually mean that? Did I make this whole thing up in my head? Was it actually not that good? Like, I was just like deep in everything, and then I literally just went to sleep straight after I got home. And then the next day he messaged me like morning-ish, maybe around 11 a.m. He was like, I had such a good time yesterday, I hope I get to see you again, something like that, very sweet. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, he likes me too, and it went well. I wasn't just like imagining it. Anyways, even that Saturday he was like, oh, do you wanna, like, you know, he was asking what I was doing. I was like, not much. What are you doing? He was like, not much. He's gonna go for a swim later, and he kind of invited me, and I was like, oh, like, you know, I would love to, you know, what are your other plans for the rest of the day? And he's like, he's gonna go meet a friend in a couple of hours. So I thought, there's no point in me getting up now, getting ready just to go to yours and then have to leave like after an hour or two. Just go do your thing, and then we'll plan a date some other time. That was how we left that conversation, and then we carried on talking Monday. Now, he works in a different type of finance that requires him to work long hours, so I kind of knew that like he wouldn't be able to message me properly during the week. But he kind of just stopped messaging me on Monday, and I was like, oh, that's fine, like, he's just busy. Tuesday comes, no message. Wednesday comes, no message. And then Thursday, at this point, I shed one tear because I was like, ugh, I had a good time. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit sad, but it is what it is. It was just one day. I'm gonna move on. Then I wake up Thursday morning and I was like, you know what? I'm over it now. On to the next. And then guess what I see on my phone? I see a message from him and I'm like, oh my God, like I was just starting to get over you. Let me just backtrack to how we left the conversation before he stopped messaging me. We agreed to go on a second date, and then the conversation was going in the sense of like, he was like, when are you free? And I was like, I'm free Friday, Saturday. And I asked him, when are you free? So all he had to do was say Friday 7 or Saturday 2, whatever time it was, right? And that's when he didn't reply for like 3 days. And I was like, okay. So then on Thursday, he messaged me being like, oh, I've got plans this Saturday. Can you still do tomorrow? Which I'm kind of like, I don't like that. I was just kind of like, oh, I've got plans, which wasn't a lie, but I could have cancelled my plans, but I was just kind of like, I'm not going to cancel my plans for you when you couldn't be bothered to message me back within 3 days. So I said, I've got plans Friday, Saturday. How about next week? This was yesterday, Friday. Now it's Saturday, and he still hasn't messaged me back. Like, the avoidant in me would have just blocked him. Like, after he didn't reply to me for a day or two, I would have just blocked him because out of sight, out of mind. But I'm a recovering avoidant. So I don't know how to deal with this situation without like reverting back to my traumatic response. So I'm trying to be grown up and understanding, but at the same time, we've only been on one date. If he doesn't want to go on a date, he just has to say he doesn't want to go on a date. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why it's so long. So yeah, what would you guys do? Do you think I should just stop messaging him altogether? Should I tell him as well? Because I was thinking, do I just be like, do you want to go on this date or not? Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, we've only been on one date. I don't want to come across as like, you know. Update, he hasn't messaged me back. He's apologized. He's explained that he's just really busy with work, and I was just overreacting. I'm glad I didn't block him. We have planned another date. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I guess, like, yeah, if you're an avoidant, don't block them.
So basically, in a nutshell, as most modern women do, they get on here, they go crazy, they say a bunch of stuff, they text a bunch of stuff, they go into action. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and I did this, and whatever happens, it happens because he deserved it. And then they find out maybe they were overreacting. But I just wonder if after the overreaction, we're going to hear an over apology. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to do that. I wonder after the overreaction, are we going to start to hear or see or experience over respect, over honor, over benefit of the doubt, understanding that not everybody has it out for you. Is that fair? Understanding that there are good men out here that are actually wanting to get with you. They want to take care of you. They want to be around you. They don't mind doing that. But if you're always up in arms about something, making people's life miserable, why in the world would they want to be around you?
The man that was interested in dating me blocked me because he was like, you're single, you got all these good qualities, what's the catch? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, why are you single? So I told him that it's hard for a lot of men to meet my non-negotiables when it comes to dating. And he said, well, what are they? And I was like, well, 1, they gotta love Jesus, and 2, no physical intimacy before marriage. And he's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then he blocked me. And if that ain't somebody weeding themselves out, I don't know what is. Also, why did you need to block me? I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me. And everybody keeps telling me, oh, you're gonna have such a hard time in dating. You're not gonna find anybody who is actually gonna want to wait until marriage. Like, that's just so unrealistic. It's been done before by several very successful marriages. So if it can be done for them, it can be done for me too. So I am not going to let myself get discouraged. Is it discouraging at sometimes? Yes. Will I let it stop me from dating? I hope not.
I'm not necessarily mad at you for having this standard, because I get it. I just think some men put this in the category of when a woman says, well, you know, I have a boyfriend. Do you really have a boyfriend? No. How do you know I don't have a boyfriend? Because I just happened to run across your TikTok coincidentally, and you were telling TikTok how you just told me that you had a boyfriend, but you didn't. Y'all be writing, that's what I be saying. Y'all be on here doing y'all's little dating diaries and doing it for the content, doing it for the plot. But then TikTok goes back and coincidentally shows your video to the person that you're dating. And then when they see it, they kind of step back and you're like, well, what happened to us? Like, I thought we were on a roll. I thought we were doing great. Did he see my social media posts? Looks like it. But you know what? The right person for me is going to be the right person for me. And they're going to allow me to continue talking about people like this. If you don't want to be on here, don't do anything wrong. Maybe I can do everything right, but I still don't want to be on there. Maybe I don't want my business on there. Well, go find somebody else. You could, but how about just leaving some things private? Modern women out here will do everything but the right thing. They'll say anything, they'll do anything but the right thing. So once again, like I said, I applaud you for doing this. I think it's, if you want to do it, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I just think when you say this to a lot of men, because a lot of men have experienced women, oh, I've got a boyfriend, or I'm trying to stay celibate, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to wait until marriage. You didn't necessarily wait to do all of these things. And in some cases, I can see you have 3 children out here. So you're not waiting. And I get sometimes you can have a child and a marriage and that whole 9, not talking about that. What I'm talking about is a lot of these women out here be having hot girl summers, city girl summers, as confirmed by them. And they end up with baggage, I'll say it like that, from that. Even if you don't have children, you have evidence, you have documentation that you've been out there acting a fool. And when a man doesn't want to be around that because you suddenly decide, oh, I'm going to clean it up. So now, last month you was wilding out, but this month, actually in some cases, next week, this week, you want to clean it up now. You want to go on your celibacy journey. Oh, I really need to lock in, and I had a wild time, but now, I just turning over a new leaf. So as a part of the new leaf that I'm turning over, forget my past, and I think we should start by you buying me dinner. Pretty expensive dinner too. Sending me an Uber. 5 kids. I want to make sure that you understand that the kids are just as important, and you're going to pay for the babysitter. All of those things. It's going to be great. And a man is saying to you, it's going to be a no for me, dog.